Hey guys, what's up? It's your girl Divinely Original, and I am back for an update video. I kind of decided that I was gonna have 3 update videos because you guys have missed the end of one semester and then 3 semesters after that I've had in nursing school, and I'm still trying to kind of figure out how I want to do my natural hair stuff because clearly my hair has grown tremendously. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. So, yeah. But with all that said, let's get into this video. So, the last time we ended, I think I was I had taken test 1 and test 2 in Med-Surg, and then I was going into test 3, not feeling comfortable about test 2. Well, basically with test 2, I found out the next day that I had gotten, I think maybe like a 76 or a 75 on that test. And then the third test, I ended up getting something like maybe like around the 73-ish. Well, I ended up dropping, needless to say. I had a couple more patients. They were pretty cool over there. It was a telemetry unit, so it was kind of cool. But my third patient actually, she had lupus, and she was also like there was marijuana basically in her tox screening, in her urinalysis or whatever, and she ended up saying that basically she's around people who does that a lot. So I pretty much think that she did it just because of like how she was, and I don't know, you just kind of pick up on things from people, like. So her daughter wanted something from her, like money or to go somewhere. Her mom, which is the patient, said like, no, you're not doing that. You have school tomorrow, and like just different things like that. Well, long story short, they end up having a physical altercation because the daughter is an older daughter, like 16 or 17, and they had to do a code white at the hospital, which basically means it's a security breach. So the following semester, I ended up repeating that course, and it was a pretty good semester that semester. I was getting really good grades and on my tests, and clinicals were going great. So I'm sorry, I just keep hearing noises. I don't know if it's my sister or what. Anyways, so I had a patient, and we would go to this unit for like 6 in the morning. Like, we need to be there by 6:15, 6:30ish at the latest, because they wanted us to listen to report, and then after we listened to report, we had to get report from our nurse after they'd gotten it from the night nurse on our patient for the day. But we also had to do preclinical. I have not forgotten. I will do a care plan kind of workshop deal or whatever, like showing you guys how our care plans go. But anyway, so that was kind of crazy, but that clinical was fun. Like, I hung an IV piggyback, which is one of the things we learned how to do that semester. I gave a sub-Q injection, an IM injection, something else I did. Oh, I checked the residual feeding for this lady for one of my patients who had a feeding tube. I did a lot of AccuChecks. Like, I did, because we were on a Med-Surg unit, and I did a lot of AccuChecks. One of my patients actually was a sickle cell patient, and she was interesting because we had to keep giving her morphine, and we had to they did a blood transfusion, and I didn't really do it because they didn't want to, like, me, because I was doing nurse, they didn't want to let me do anything. So pretty much, a nurse has to stay in there for the whole time they're getting the blood transfusion. I kind of was like checking on her, like monitoring her the whole time we're in there. What else did I do? One of my patients at the hospital had lupus too, and she also had diabetes. So she was getting, I can't remember the name of the drug, but basically it's a drug that's, I think it's for seizures, but it can also be used for a diabetic. I'm about to say retinopathy, but it's not retinopathy. Whenever they have the tingling in their feet and the burning feeling, like where it hurts them, they use it for that. So it was really, I thought it was really cool that I knew why. My teacher was impressed that I knew why she was taking that drug, which that's another reason for preclinicals to know, to figure out why your patient is taking whatever drugs, because they do have alternate reasons for taking each specific drug. While I ended up accidentally overdosing my patient because the little scanner that you scan your patient's bracelet and the medication and all that was kind of weird, and I scanned the medicine and I thought I had scanned the right medication, and then I handed it to someone else to fix the stuff, but she didn't tell me that it said use half of the container instead of the whole container because it was a liquid or whatever, and we had to just kind of pour it into her the thing for her feeding tube. Like we detached the feeding stuff and then attached then gave her an injection of normal saline, I want to say, and then we followed that with the medications. It's kind of, I don't know how to explain it. Like the feeding tube goes like this, and then there's ports for you to do medications and stuff. Anyway, so basically that's what we did, and I ended up accidentally, I want to say it was Reglan I overdosed her on. I'm pretty sure, but I might be wrong. But anyways, it was just something for nausea and vomiting. It wasn't Finnegan, but yeah. But basically I was kind of down after that or whatever for like a couple hours. I was just like defeated, like, oh my god. And my teacher, like the nurse was like, oh, we probably don't even have to tell your teacher or whatever. And then she was like, no, we have to tell your teacher or whatever. And I was just like, I kind of knew she was gonna have to tell her. I wasn't even like, oh yeah, she's not gonna tell. So she ends up telling my teacher, and my teacher takes me into the medication room and she's talking to me, and I'm like, I'm so sorry, like. And she was like, I'm not even gonna fuss at you or anything because I already see that you know what you did was wrong and you already know exactly where you messed up, so there's no point in me saying it. And I don't know, I kind of just was beating myself up still about it or whatever. So she took me in the medication room again after, and then she's like, stop beating yourself up about it, basically, or whatever. And I'm like, well, what if that was morphine? Like, she might have coded or died on us because of something that I did, basically being careless. And she was like, you're right or whatever, but it wasn't morphine. You made a mistake, so now you learn from it. You check the medication 2 or 3 times as you're supposed to. So after that, I had to give medication again, and this time it was that IV piggyback. I can't remember what that was. I think it was an antibiotic. So I go in there and I check it. I check her MR, and then I check her drawer, and I check the prescription, then I check her chart, and I check her her bracelet and stuff in or whatever on the scanner and on the computer and all that or whatever. And my teacher was like, see, you did it this time. It's like you weren't even thinking about it. And honestly, I really wasn't. So I think that was pretty good. Like, I was really happy with that. But she was an awesome clinical instructor. Like, she was real easygoing. Even though she was one of those teachers who kind of like ask a lot of questions, like, why are you doing this? What's that for? What's that called? And she's kind of one of those people who's like, you need to be moving like 100% of the time and all that. So it was pretty exciting, actually. And I learned a lot from her. Like, I really enjoyed her clinical. So yeah, that's that. Yeah, that's it. So, well, that's all for now. I'll probably come back with a video either next week or sometime the week after that. Probably on peds, because that was the next experience after Med-Surg 1. So yeah, anyways, I just wanted to say peace and blessings, guys, because I'm out of this thing. Peace.